know that you are meant to succeed from the beginning? Because God made you. He created you. And everything that God did from the beginning was good. You're the crown product of God. So you are meant to be a success story. So I want you to listen to me attentively. How can you succeed with your idea? That is the thing I want to share with you today, and I want you to follow me. Now, we're talking business. It is opined that approximately 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years of being opened, 45% during the first 5 years, and about 65% before the end of the 10th year. Only 25% of businesses, make it to 15 years or more. If you want to be part of those 25% that will make it beyond the 15 years, then I want you to follow me closely. There are 10 things that we've put together to help you during this phase. Number 1, start with a plan. I know you're just doing this as a hustle. You're trying to make food. You're trying to sell things. You're trying to import. You're trying to do a lot of things. But start with a plan. Whatever you want to do, once you've tried once or twice, write it down. To achieve business success, you need to be organized. It will help you to complete tasks and stay on top of things. As you complete each one, tick it off on your to-do list. This will ensure that you're not forgetting anything and you are documenting and you're completing all the tasks. This will help you to track your progress. What should you do at this point? Go back to your note on business plan. Understand what we said there. Remember the leper strategy, your strength, your weakness. What are the threats, okay? And what is your return on investment? What is your unique selling proposition? What stands you out? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's very important. Start what? With a plan. Then what about bookkeeping? That's the number 2 thing you're supposed to do. Bookkeeping and accounting. Keep detailed records. One of my mentees shared with me last week and it was so exciting. She manages a food chain business and they do a lot of things. Pizza, ribs, rice and all those things and ice cream. She said, can you imagine? Imagine what? That we took records of all our purchases and we tracked our stock level, our projections and our return on investment. And we discovered that from just one item of on our menu, we could make enough money to cover our overheads. So when you do good record keeping, what are the things you stand to gain? 1, you will understand what's your cash cow. Okay? Which product will be your loss leader? What do I mean by loss leader? The loss leader is like that project or that product that you use that attracts people that will now give an inroad into the other things that you're selling. So you must know your cash cow. You must know your loss leader. A lot of times you may think that it's the shoe that is bringing the money, whereas it's the scarf. If you don't do proper record keeping, how much did you invest in shoes? How much did you invest in scarves? How much did you invest in your puff? How much did you invest in your hand sanitizer? You will not know which one is making you to have profit and to make losses. So good record keeping is important if you're going to be one of those that will succeed beyond the 15 years. Number 3, analyze your competition. What do I mean by that? Get your friends close and your enemies closer. Know what is happening in your industry. How are they making it? Okay, you're making hand wash, kitchen wash, and sanitizer. Look at the market leaders. Buy one of their products. Analyze it. Look at what makes it outstanding. Go to the supermarkets around you. Why are they buying product A and not product B? What makes it outstanding? Analyze it. If possible, volunteer to work in such companies or organizations and see what stands them out. That will help you to be able to position yourself, see what you're doing right or wrong, and to encourage yourself to say, you know what, fire on, keep doing it. You're on the right track. So bring your competitors close, monitor what they're doing, okay, so you can have a competitive edge over them, learning from their strengths and their weaknesses. Like, subscribe, and share. I'm talking about how you will succeed in your business 15 years and above. Okay, calculate your risk. Business people understand risk and reward. There is no businessman that has not taken risk before, but they take calculated risk. Understanding risk and reward includes being smart about your timing of starting and closing a business. In the last 1 year has been a very tough time for everyone all over the world. But let me shock you. Some people have been smiling to the bank. Why? Because they quickly changed their line of business. Some people started importing face masks. Some people started making branded face masks. Do you know that in Nigeria, we have designer face masks? Are you into sewing? You can be doing that, okay? Then people that are into food, wow, they're making the killer money. They changed making foods for parties. They started making food for people and supplying it to their homes. People have started logistic businesses, helping people to deliver items from one place to another. You need to understand that you can position yourself. So if you open a new restaurant at this time, you have to change your mode of delivery. It could be a drive-through, it could be anything, but you need to understand your risk and your reward. Very, very important. Now, be open to new ideas, be creative, be innovative, okay? Don't stay. The only one that is ancient of days is God. He is the one that was in the beginning, is now, and forever shall be. But you have to change. You have to keep moving with the time. You have to understand what is trending and what is not trending. If, for instance, you were making chalkboards and chalk before, right now, if you make chalk, even in the village, they won't buy it from you. You have to understand people are using, magic boards, computerized magic boards or some other things. So you need to move your business. You need to divest, or you need to change the mode of delivery or operation. Some things have gone into extinction and some things are just starting. You need to know. And then I want to talk about you not giving up. There is no business that is easy. Don't give up. Just because you open a business does not mean that you succeed. And then people come and share testimonies with you, how they suffered and how something just changed overnight. Nothing changes overnight. You have to stay, be consistent, and whilst you're going through the difficult time, make sure you keep your lifestyle simple. Don't throw party with your first million. Make sure you save a lot of the money for your day-to-day needs, your children's school fees, your house rent. That is not also the time to move from a one-bedroom apartment to a three-bedroom apartment or a duplex or whatever, or to move from a far location to a nearer one. Okay, you need to say that to yourself that it's still time to suffer. Suffering is part of what helps us to grow wings in our businesses. So still stay in a low-level place, still package yourself very well until you're able to make enough money to be able to take care of yourself in that regard. So stay focused on the success of the business, on the stability of the business. Don't give up. Like, subscribe, and share. Now pay the price. Prepare to make sacrifice. After you open your doors, your work has just begun. In many cases, you have to put in more time than you would if you were working for someone else. Pay the price for success. Pay the price to attend conferences, seminars. Pay the price to change, maybe your recipe. You understand what I'm saying? Pay the price that is required. There is no business that you will not have to sacrifice. It is important for you to know what price needs to be paid and to be willing to do what? Pay that price. Many businesses fail because they fail to pay the price. So, what is the price that is required for the success of your endeavor? Pay it, and pay it at the right time. You may miss your season and that will be the end of it. But I'm saying to you now, what you need to do is do it now. Some of you may still need to learn something more. You may still need to be an apprentice, with an expert somewhere. That may be the price that you need to pay. Let me give you the story of a very young man that went to New York Film Academy to study how to make movies. When he came back to Nigeria, he said he made his first movie. His father was a millionaire. He made his first movie and spent, then in those days, like 20 years ago, spent like 2 million. It was a wow movie. But he said he could only recoup 700,000. He spoke to some people here and there and found out that, there's a better way to do it. He did the second movie. He could barely just break even. Then someone told him, you hear all those, our inner bros, 55 in Weka Road, Onitsha, number 3, Ebin Pejolin, Lagos Island. Then he humbled himself and went to Nnamdi Azikiwe Street, Lagos Island, and spoke with those guys, those marketers. And they told him, you want to learn about this trade, then come and be an apprentice. He said he was ready to be an apprentice with them for 6 months. He said the first day he got to the place, they told him, that's a man that studied from the New York Film Academy. They said he should go and buy rice. He said he felt humiliated, but that was the price he had to pay. That was the sacrifice he had to make. He said he went to buy rice for them. He said 2 days after, someone told him to go and buy amala. He bought the amala. But don't forget that he's a very intelligent person. After 6 weeks with them, he didn't have to spend 6 months. He understood what was going on. He understood that for the movies in Nigeria to work, you need to have the face that will start the movie. So what they are interested in, first of all, is who are the actors before the storyline. He was more particular about what they taught them in school, the storyline. They're not interested in the storyline. The people, when you want to buy a book in the bookshop, you don't read the book. You look at the cover. You look at the synopsis written in front and at the back. So that's the first thing. He learned that. Also, they don't go and hire equipment. They leverage on the association because they have the equipment. And the equipment that he was hiring at like say 50,000 per hour, he could get it for 5,000 per hour. So he was able to do that. The third movie, he said, he made it with like 1/3 of the amount he spent the first time, and he made like 5 times the money he made the first time. What am I saying? You have to humble yourself to be willing to pay the price. Calm down. Okay, come down from your high horse until you learn the ropes. Don't say it is time, okay, for you to start flying. Number 8, wow your customer. Woo! What do I mean by that? The customer is your meal ticket. The customer is not just king. Provide great services. Why do I say that? There are businesses that you keep seeing them climbing and climbing and climbing. Apple is one of them in America. Amazon is one of them. What stands them out? I have specific example for these two companies. If you go to an Apple store with their product, as long as it's their product, they will wait on you. They will troubleshoot. They have a customer service center called just a customer service center. That's physically. And if it is online, they also will relate with you. They have a chat room. Recently, we bought something from Apple, some thousands of dollars. And something was missing with it. They sent an email immediately. They said, we would investigate. Give us 6 working days. And exactly on the 6th day, they responded and said, we will send a replacement product. They don't care that they're going to lose on that particular item. They will take care of it as long as they discover that it's their fault or they want to retain the customer. They sent in the email, you have been a consistent customer with us. They were able to track the things that were bought from them in the last, say, 10 or so years. So what am I saying? Pay the price to make your customer happy. The same thing for Amazon. I bought a few things, from Amazon and asked it to be shipped to my shipper. And then there was a delivery note. But when the thing got to Nigeria, it wasn't there. Amazon said, we will replace the cost whilst we're investigating. Why are they doing that? So they don't want me to go elsewhere. There was a particular item we wanted to buy. We saw it on Amazon. It was more expensive than the other provider. But I said, for that little amount, I would rather go with Amazon. Because if anything goes wrong, I know their customer service is wow. And when I was making furniture, that was 1999. The government of Nigeria gave furniture allowance to the senators and the House of Rep. So we did a lot of job for them in Abuja. So in Abuja, we made furniture, and one house will look at what we have made and ask the second house, like, who made this? They will call us. It was a very good year for us, 1999. So a particular House of Rep person, the sister came to visit him and said, who made your furniture? Said, oh, this was Susan Jean. And the person got in touch with us. She had just relocated to Nigeria from America and wanted us to make their furniture. We went to a house in Ikoyi and we got a brief and we made it. When we delivered, we were so excited. As we were unwrapping, we saw her countenance was coming down. And she said, no, I wanted a furniture where you sit in, not sit on. I didn't understand what sit in or sit on meant. We're like, seriously? It wasn't like we were money bags. We needed that money. We even planned on how we were spending the balance, but the woman was not happy. You know what we did? Having learned from Amazon and Apple, we said to her, no problem. The customer is always right. What do you mean by sit in and sit on? Till today, I don't understand what she was saying. But we took that furniture and told her this time around, give us your brief in clear terms. Do you have a picture? Do you have something that looks like it? Let us do it. We spent all the margin we made on that money and even added some more money to it to be able to replace that furniture. But that furniture we did. But let me tell you the good news. That's not the end of the story. Years after, some people came from her so that they took them through her to ask us to make furniture from them. And from those people, we made multiple of millions, much more than we would have gained on the furniture we made for her. If you have a good attitude towards your customers, you would always wow them and they will be your signboard. Your customers are your signboards, okay, to other people. Because referral. Do you see all those multi-level marketing? They are taking advantage of your relationship. Make sure that the people that you reach are people that would say good things about your business. Like, subscribe, and share. Okay, number 9, be predictable. Consistency is the key component to making money in business. People patronize predictable expectation. Okay, some of us will go to downtown Isaleko to buy food because we know that when you get there, the amala will taste the same way it tasted 10 years ago. People go patronize designer rice. It's just for the taste. They know if they buy it on Monday and they buy it on Saturday or you buy it on Wednesday evening, it will have the same taste. So it is important for you to be consistent. Okay, if you're a tailor in your finishing, if you're a food vendor in your taste, if you're making all those hand sanitizers and all those things, make sure the quantity of water you're supposed to add is what you add. Don't put too much. I was patronizing a paint maker who made very good paint, but when he saw the prices of things came up, I said, you should not have reduced the quality of your product. You know what he did? He added some more water where he should not have added, and then the quality dropped and it could not cover the pace it was supposed to cover. What he could have done instead was, instead of 20 liters, you didn't want to increase the price, decrease your volume to 18 liters. The difference can make up for the money that has just come in, but don't compromise your quality. When we patronize brands, it's because we know that they will consistently deliver on what they have said. So be consistent. People patronize predictable expectation. And number 10, the last point is reinvest in your business. And don't forget to increase your streams of income. You see, things don't go on forever. Like I told you, the only one that is consistent and would never change is God. So for you, what should you do? Once you make money in this industry, divest. Divest to other interests, okay? Put it in stocks, put it in some other things, so that if this industry is failing, this one will not. During the lockdown, one of my sons, who's a designer, spoke to me and said, you know what, Mom, I think I missed it. He said, my wife is in the food industry. So every day she's getting orders and she's making money. So for 6 months, I didn't even make 1 naira. So I said, now I want to go into another line of business so that if something happens again to the fashion industry, it will not affect me adversely. So what I'm saying is this: look at what industry you're operating in. Once you make money from here, divest and reinvest. You understand what I'm saying? Until you move from being a sole proprietor to a business owner. Where we are going is not just so that we're the soul of the business, because you don't want a business such that when you die, that business dies. You want to own a business system. Read my lips. How can you run your business in a way that you will own a business system? A business system is a system whereby that setup can function and operate without you being physically present. This is something I'm going to be going into to teach people how to move from being a sole proprietor to someone that can create a business system. That is when you start talking. That's when you see the billionaires. They're always flying. What have they done? They've already created several business systems, and they also invest in a lot of them so that they can be free and their money is working for them. The ultimate goal of every business person is that they can live free and their money is working for them. That's what we call retire early. If you follow these 10 things, you will succeed in your business. What is a summary? Number 1, be fearless. Okay? If you want to separate yourself from the crowd, you have to live above your fears. I remember 1994, that was when I made my first million. I'd never made $1 million before then. But when I was defending that quotation, in fact, I borrowed the money to be able to type the quotation where we were given that first contract. But I went there fearlessly. I was afraid, but I kept it. So I'm not saying you will not be afraid, but walk in spite of your fear. Act in spite of your fear. Overcome it. Know that the people that became multi-billionaires today, they started even with their fear. Okay, and then when you fail, you failed in a project does not make you a failure. It is better to fail early and know how not to do it. Henry Ford, we buy Ford cars, right? He failed severally before he started his business line. I remember Funmi Johnson, the billionaire. There was a time he had made wrong investment. He had to sell a fleet of his real estate investment to be able to pay for the bad debt that he had in the bank. So the mere fact that you see people succeeding today does not mean that they had not failed before. So the mere fact that you fail does not make you a failure. Rise up and act fearlessly. You can still succeed. I'm talking about the summary, okay? I said be fearless. Understand finance. You must not just be desirous of making money. You must know how money works. Money and time, they work together. You must know how much are you getting the goods. What is the margin? what is the markup, okay? What is the return on investment? You must also know the time value of money. That is why it is important to know, if I'm coming into partnership with something, what is your equity? You understand? What are you putting in? What am I going to get? Sometimes you put in some money, and because you have waited for 2 or 3 years, you actually lost the whole value of that money. Know how money works. Don't just be running, chasing after money. It's important for you to be, financially literate. And then number 3, I'm talking about summarizing all that we have learned. Be a self-aware leader. You must know your strength, your personal strength of character, your weaknesses. You must know how to be a leader, because you can't succeed as an entrepreneur without having a team around you. So you must know how to manage your driver, how to manage your messenger, how to manage your managers, how to, build emotional intelligence of your staff. Okay, so the ability to lead a team or to lead the masses can sometimes come down to just having the right charisma and the right message. To motivate your workers, to call them on a Monday morning, to tell them to go on. People have worked in a company where they were not paid for 4 or 5 months just because the CEO kept telling them, we can do it, we can make it. Or how to know when to give them, equity in the business. Because at that time, you need their strength, you need their skill, you need their time, or you don't have the money. And they can go on with you, and don't fail them when you break through, because you needed them at that time. So you must be, a self-aware leader. Don't be a lousy salesperson, okay, but be a great leader. Okay, and finally, understand leverage. It takes a certain kind of mind to think outside the box. You can't do it on your own. So don't be too scared to quit your job if you need to. I know I've talked about you may not succeed until you quit your job. Some people need to leave. But if you're one of those that should leave your job, okay, take a leap or take a swing. Now, we've had that adage, if life gives you lemon, make it lemonade. A lot of people turn that lemon to lemonade and they begin to drink it. An entrepreneur makes the lemon to lemonade and doesn't drink it. He looks for ways to sell it. And if he sees that they like it, he will now deliberately, now life is not giving him lemon. He's now deliberately goes to the market to buy lemons, to make more lemonade, and even add more colorings to it to be able to have different variety of lemonades so that people can begin to buy it. So I say be fearless, understand financial literacy, make sure you're a self-aware leader, and know the power of leveraging. Leverage on opportunities, leverage on network, leverage on season and time. Convert everything into profitable venture. Thank you very much for being part of special intervention program of Whitefield Foundation, sponsored by the Coca-Cola Nigeria. Whatever has a good beginning also has a good end. Thank you for watching this to the end. It's been a pleasure working with you through the Shape Sip journey. Now, this is the final video. I hope you understand that God wants you to succeed, Whitefield wants you to succeed, and Coca-Cola has invested also in your success. See you at the top. Final note, there will be the closing ceremony. It will be both virtual and physical. Would you like to be part of it? Then watch out for details in your email and your WhatsApp enabled number. We're going to pick a few people based on the videos you did. We're going to pick a few people that will give a little support to, pivot you or to jumpstart you to that next level. We enjoyed all the videos on Puff Puff, on graphics, You thought we wouldn't watch them, we watched them. So, see you at the virtual and physical closing ceremony. We would announce the date and we would invite you, even those of you from outside Lagos. Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? Do so now. Every other information to empower you will be on this channel always. Every month I'll be releasing a video to empower you. What does Whitefield Foundation stand for? We are here to eradicate poverty in Nigeria through empowerment. And I'm glad that we started with you. So every month you'll get a resource material on this YouTube channel, The Funmi Johnson. Like, subscribe, and share. One more time, I'm saying bye-bye. For videos here, au revoir. God bless you. From Whitefield Foundation.